ahead and do number 33. Fix my headphones. And we're going to be the same basic stuff. Piranha's a Paranado. Fall by Harvest. Same thing here. Fall by Harvest. And I like to work the outer edges of the map first. This seems to be a lot easier to do. I put in a little Pestilence for the big guy. Another Piranha's and Paranado. A couple Haunts. Harvest. And one more Harvest should do it. Alright. Got an Elite here. Gonna Harvest. My Spirit Vessel pops, so I have to be a little careful. Got him. So that was pretty nice because now we're ahead. See some mobs down here. I think that was the only one. Uh-oh. Piranha's a Paranado. Keep a good distance. Haunt everything up. Go in there. Harvest. And Harvest again. Big mob in there, so I'll add in a little bit of Pestilence. Piranha's a Paranado. Go back in there, Harvest. And Harvest. And they're dead. Piranha's a Paranado. Horrify. Locust Swarm. Haunt. Spirit Walk in. Harvest. Horrify. Piranha's a Paranado. Go back in. Harvest. Piranha's a Paranado, re-haunt everything back up, go back in, Harvest, and that was pretty straightforward. So that's the kind of mobs you want at these levels. Nice mob density, playing consistently with the Jade build, not trying to be a superhero, but just playing safe. Using Piranha's a Paranado to give us like a little bit of a buffer and a little bit of a safety blanket between you and the mob. Horrify, Locust Swarm. Haunt everything and Harvest, and then re-Locust Swarm or haunt everything. Come over and Harvest. Piranha's and Paranado. Haunt everything up. Harvest. Some big mobs I will Horrify just to keep them CC'd so they don't cast their crazy spells. Now he needed a Locust Swarm and a haunt, but that was okay. It's not the end of me. So just need to be a little careful. Harvest. Recast my Piranha's a Paranado. Haunt from afar. Great. Come in. Harvest. Get a reset. Recast Piranha's a Paranado. Haunt everything. Come in. Harvest. And I mean, that's all you gotta do. If you can just get into good rotations and you got some good mobs, everything is pretty simple. Occasionally, if you like to throw in a Locust Swarm, you can too if you got the mana. But I usually like to use Locust Swarm just to save it for the elites. Alright. Harvest. And just move it through the environment. We got a big guy over there. Gonna cast Piranha's and Paranado. Harvest these guys up first. Horrify to get them off us. Piranha's and Paranado. Always put that between you and the mob. Harvest. Piranha's and Paranado. Haunt like that. We're going to harvest him right now, and he's dead. So we're looking pretty good. We're kind of low on life, so we got to be careful. We don't want to pop our Spirit Vessel. And recast that. I'm gonna go ahead and harvest early. That was just so I can get a little bit of life back. Gotta watch out for the pulsating. That put me in. That wouldn't have popped my vessel anyway, so that didn't really mean anything. So that's okay. And I'm gonna Runaway Spirit Walk. One more harvest, and it's dead. And like I said, we're building up really good meter and getting way ahead, just from playing safe. Not trying to do anything too fancy. And just trying to do things at a normal pace. Piranha's a Paranado, Haunt. Gonna do a Locust Swarm. Gonna Harvest, Horrify, Spirit Walk. Drop another Piranha's a Paranado. Harvest. Or sorry, Horrify. Harvest again. Piranha's a Paranado. Harvest again. Piranha's a Paranado. Horrify. Died. I think we have 2 elites inside that mob, which is okay. I should have played a little bit more safer. The run back is going to hurt me a little bit. But when I come back and kill those elites, that'll make kind of up for it. But I should have really pulled back a little bit. But they'll be there waiting for me. And they're already weakened. So let's get our asses back there. So here we go. We're going to lead with Piranhas and Paranado. And then harvest. And then we should get some nice resets. And then we can just take out the mob, no problem. So there we go. Harvest, horrify, boom. Just like that. Just like that. Get some nice resets. Yep, it was 2 elites. So when you die to 2 elites like that, don't feel too bad because, you know, 2 elites is not always the easiest thing to deal with. But we got a lot of meter for that, so I can't complain. That was pretty nice. Still would have been better if I did it without dying, but, you know, it happens. Hopefully my mechanics will still get a lot better where I just automatically try not to put myself in situations where it could do me a lot of damage. But considering we're doing pretty decent at 2 levels before our max out level, I'd say that's okay. Oh! Ooh, ooh. Now, this is something that's very important. If you ever meet a boss or minion mob next to the door of the next level, go into the next level first. Because if you die, then you'll reappear right here as opposed to having to do that crazy run back. So I'll just come in here. Do a little justice, spirit walk a little bit, harvest again, Piranhas and Paranado, Locust Swarm, horrify, keep myself alive and keep them CC'd, go back into harvest, there we go, another harvest and it's dead. So if you ever get to an enemy and it's next to a doorway, spirit walk, go through the door, that gets you your checkpoint, then go back to the level, then finish it off. It's not worth it to die and risk, you know, losing yourself and losing everything. Alright. Piranhas and Paranado, Spirit Walk, Harvest, Harvest, Harvest. Just need one more Spirit Walk on to play it safe. Just waiting for it. There we go, got it. Had to pop a Spirit Vessel using that, but that's okay. Nothing much I could have done versus that. Alright, hold on all the targets. There we go. Gonna go ahead and cast Piranhas of Paranado. Harvest. Piranhas of Paranado. Harvest. And there we go. And hold it down one more time. Next room, Piranhas of Paranado. Got an elite. Need to be careful. We popped our Spirit Vessel. Go in there, harvest, horrify, re-harvest, or I'm sorry, re-haunt, Piranado, wait for the spirit walk to get off cooldown, go back in, pop them off. Pretty straightforward. And we're gonna keep it moving. Uh-oh, Piranhas of Paranado. Throw out a couple haunts. Go ahead and harvest, horrify, cast Locust Swarm, re-haunt. Recast the Piranhas of Paranado, Spirit Walk in, Harvest, Horrify, recast the Haunt, Paranado, Spirit Walk, Harvest, Horrify, recast the Piranados and the Haunt. And that's how you just kind of get into your little combos on monsters and stuff, and why the Jade build's pretty nice sometimes at high levels. If you got a couple minions and mobs to kill and it's a good mob density, you can do some pretty cool lockdown stuff with your skills and stuff and just keep re-harvesting over and over again. But Jade does really suffer when it has low mob density. It's pretty bad. Next room is an elite. We can see that. Piranhas of Paranado. Alright. Oop, Spirit Walk. Harvest. Do that. They got me in a bad vortex. Spirit Walk, I want to get out of this room. Paranado. When you're in situations like that, just don't die. It's better to not die. It's better to run away from a little bit and not die than to put yourself in a situation where you're risking your life. Because as long as you reduce the amount of deaths that you have, it really dramatically improves your runs and makes them a lot more consistent. In that situation, I could have tried kind of just, you know, play around in that room, but I decided to get out of the room before I got abused by monsters because I didn't want to take a death. Even though it's not that big of a run back, I don't want to do that. So we got the Rift Guardian Pier, Spider Queen Lady, Haunt, Locust Swarm, Harvest. I'm actually not going to Locust Swarm anymore because I have my Spirit Vessel pop. I want to play safe. So all I'm going to do is come in here, Harvest, recast the Haunt, stay in the other room. She got spider mobs, so what you want to do is you want to try for the most part to harvest the spider mobs too. But I mean, as long as you're next to them, the reason why that's really good is because it reduces your cooldown again, and then I can re-harvest her sooner than I would be allowed to. So being close to the spiders when they die is actually pretty important because it helps you get more damage in terms of that she's resetting your cooldown for you, so you can keep getting in there. And you can, you know, keep harvesting her over and over again. So I'll start killing the spiders with Haunt and Locust Swarm. But the main thing about those spiders is just they're just there to help me get my cooldown for this spider lady so I can keep harvesting really fast. Because as long as I'm utilizing her spiders, because every spider I kill I get the 1% 1 second cooldown reduction, that speeds up her kill time. Now that I actually, well, I was about to say I got my Spirit Vessel back. I was going to be very safe, but I could start being more aggressive, but she popped my Spirit Vessel again. So I'm going to come in, harvest. We had 3 minutes left. I think that's going to bring us up to 34. There we go. Yep, 34. So that was okay. Let's head back to town. So this is part 2 of the Greater Rift run that we're doing. The first part explained the Jade build and broke down everything on what I'm using. The second video was this one of us clearing up to 34. And then I'm going to go ahead and put in the last video of me doing levels 34 and 35. And then we'll go ahead and, after I do this, I'll link you guys to the other videos and what have you not. Just trying to break it up into 3 videos so that you guys are not sitting there watching a whole hour-long video. Giving you guys little breaks so you guys can, you know, watch little bits in here and there. But anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. We'll be starting at level 34 and pushing up to our max level, which is level 35. Alright, so we're about to do rank number 34. I made 2 other videos. The first video I do believe did 32, failed at 32, went back, did 31, got to 33, and then after that, the last video I do believe was 33, and then we got to 34, no problem. So this video is going to conclude the little Jade run on season 1 of the ladders, for which I have to record solo. About to do levels 34 and do levels 35. If you're wondering about what equipment I'm using, what items and what paragon points and what skills I'm using, check out the first video. Alright. We'll be leading with Piranha's Paranado for this whole level and just playing safe. And what I mean by leading is that will be the first skill I cast in most combat situations. There we go. And just re-haunting everything back up. And that. Playing very safe. Nothing too complicated. Gotta wait for the beam to go away. There we go. And we will be working the outside corners for the most part anyway. Alright. Hopefully we get some nice mobs. Need some nice mobs. Okay. Oh, got an elite. There we go. Hopefully I get another elite coming up pretty soon. You want the elites to come like about half the time it takes for your Bane the Powerful to start wearing off. You want another elite to show up so you can keep that empowered damage. Makes it a lot easier when taking them down. There we go. There we go, and on to the next floor. Ooh, we got a mortar, we got double elites. I'm gonna have to try to pull off the stops here. Spirit lock a lot more than I would want, but you know, I popped my spirit vessel so I died. 2 elites right there, right close to the entrance, so I didn't really lose too much time, but I would prefer not to have died. Haunt, locust swarm, I'm basically staying alive by keeping myself in Spirit Walk, which is not easy, but after a while you get used to it. Because we have such a high cooldown reduction where every time we're harvesting, we're killing a good enough enemies to reset our Spirit Walk, which just lets us basically stay invulnerable indefinitely. There we go. So that worked out pretty well. There we go. On to the next level. Alright, not much space to work with, but I think, nope, we'll die. But at least we died next to the beginning of the entrance. Not much I could have done about that. Got a haunt, got horrifying our buddy here, spirit walk. And we died again. So, he's a waller. It's unfortunate. I wish I wasn't dying this much, but I mean, sometimes you really just can't do much about it, given your environment. Uh-oh. Horrify. There we go. Oh, it's Coronado. Spirit Walk, Harvest, he's down. There we go. Got my Bane of the Powerful buff. Winged Assassins are your worst enemies. Well, and Archers too are pretty bad. Your best friend in these situations is actually Spirit Walk. That's the only way, like, pretty much they can hit you. Because wing assassins are very fast. It's pretty hard to outrun them. Another elite coming up. Ooh, and he's Jailer. That's a pretty nasty affix to deal with, but I mean, what can you do? Only way to stop against Jailer is just try to keep him off your screen, CC, or simply just try to stay in Spirit Walk. Otherwise, the Jailer damage does hurt pretty much. 34 isn't too bad, but it's bad enough. There we go. We got him too. There we go. There we go. Took the Spirit Vessel pop. Couldn't do anything right there because he walled me in. But now I'm going to start backing up so he can't replicate that, because if that happens again, I'll die. Let's see here. Spirit Walk, Horrify, keep him CC'd. I might die here. We'll see. Nah, should be okay. Got him. That'll work. There we go. And we died again. Not doing too good on this floor. Playing a little bit too greedy. Should be playing a little bit more safe. Probably upon the next death, I'll probably need to go back and repair. But like I said, it's just better to play it safe with the Jade build. But like I said, it's really hard for me, even coming from playing predominantly pet build, which is more of an aggressive type build, to trying to tone it down, because with the pet build you're so used to just going in there with your pets, dropping big bad voodoo and maximizing the damage potential. But then again, the difference is you had your pets kind of there to buffer the damage. Now this floor is pretty bad because we're actually getting a lot of winged assassins, and the worst mob you can deal with that's Jade is either the terrors, which are the mini looking Diablo type monsters that vanish, because when they vanish they throw off your dots. And winged assassins are pretty horrible. Low mob density as well too. But we should be able to get through this floor no problem, as long as we keep our wits about us and we don't throw our lives away too many more times like I have been doing. There we go. Uh-oh. Got a winged assassin. I had to Horrify immediately. The best thing for me to do is run away. You do not want to engage these guys unless you have Piranhas or Paranato, or you have Horrify, because you're gonna have a bad time. Or a Spirit Walk. So I'm trying to just time everything so I can keep them either horrified in Paranato, or basically hide away from them with my Spirit Walk. They popped my vessel right now, but hopefully I wasn't able to finish them off. Gear turned to red. This is what I'm talking about in Greater Rift. There's just sometimes you just get really shitty mobs and there's not much you can do about it. Now we got a pretty good amount of leeway. I'm pretty comfortable we'll finish this Rift in time. As long as we can just get to the next floor and it's pretty good mob density and the mobs are not too crazy, we should be okay.
Not ready yet.
Oh, fantastic. A leftover winged assassin. So if you ever feel like the point where you just feel like you're just gonna get beat down horribly, like you got a ton of winged assassins, you got a ton of Act 5 mobs, and I mean, who cares? Just leave the Rift, and you know, if it doesn't look too favorable, just leave the Rift and start a brand new one. It's a lot less stressful and a lot less time consuming than just trying to fight these monsters that you don't want to fight. So hopefully I don't get any more winged assassins, but I've seen a lot of them on this level, and that means I probably am going to get a lot more winged assassins. Not much I can do about it. It's just the way rifts go sometimes, as you can see. Like, I'm just basically struggling with the basic winged assassins, let alone an elite. So as long as I keep saying, as long as I don't get any more of those, I'll be okay. But I probably should stop saying that, because I'm pretty much gonna still keep on getting them. I can't control that. Now, if I get some pretty decent mobs, then I don't die anymore, and this level either ends or gives me a lot of mob density, I should be okay to pass this, and I should have enough time for the Greater Rift Guardian. But if it keeps going the way it has been, I might be cutting it down at 35 or 34 for this video, because people are being pretty unfriendly today. Okay. Got an elite here. Gotta be careful. Don't know fully what this elite can do. Got a couple of winged assassins. And come up, harvest. Cast another Piranhas of Perinado. Come up. Harvest. Took half his life. Just trying to play this safe here. Harvest. Reload this one. Should be dying shortly. Good. So, if I can spawn the boss within the next 30 to 45 seconds, should be okay. Should have enough time to finish what I need to get done. But I don't know, I think we'll have to see how the Greater Rift wants to treat me. Okay. Now, if I kill this one okay, I might be able to spawn the Rift Guardian off this. But, don't know. We'll see. Got it. Oh, I got a bad Rift Guardian. Okay, with this guy, I cannot be close to him whatsoever. And I have to play super safe, so hopefully I got enough time. If time doesn't permit me to, I might have to play a little aggressive. But the timer hasn't started yet. You don't want to effect with Perdition, because he charges you. He's pretty psychotic. And you only want to approach him when you're spirit walking by him. Otherwise, like I said, you're just gonna have a bad time. You just don't want to be close to him at all. Alright, see, he just teleported. So I'll recast my Honda, run the other direction. The timer should be coming up momentarily. $60 seconds. I should be able to finish him, but see, I just keep out my spirit vessel. So if I take one death, that means it's pretty much over. I will not be able to kill him in time if I take the next death. So I have to play very safe and hope he uses up his teleport charges. But that depends if he wants to be a jerk or not. And I'm dead. So basically, I'm out. There's not much I can do to that. I'm going to finish him off just for the sake of finishing him off. Because at least I'll get my loot and stuff. But this is just kind of how it goes once you get to these high Greater Rifts. What really determines whether or not you can clean a Greater Rift or get to the next level is not really based upon your skill to a certain extent. Gear can only do so much for you, and then Paragons is the next thing, but even that can only do so much for you. What's really going to determine whether or not you can get to the higher up Paragon levels, or not Paragon levels, Greater Rift levels, is depending on what boss you get, what kind of mobs you get, and when you can't control what mobs and Greater Rift bosses that you want, the only thing you can do is just keep playing more Greater Rifts until you get a more favorable one. So if you're ever sitting there, maybe you're at the tippy top of a ladder, or you're just getting close and you're wondering, like, how did this guy with the same amount of gear able to do like a level or two higher than me? It may not be actually you. You might just need to run more greater rifts until the point where you can just basically get that run that's really in your favor and allow you to get to the next rank. Now, if you take a look at my rank, the highest I got was to tier 35, 13 minutes 49 seconds, which is fairly decent, which puts me at rank number 27. I'm trying to work on 36. 36 would automatically place me in top 13. I think if I did do 36, it'd probably be at 14 minutes, so I'll probably get top 12, top 11. The big thing I need to get next is I need to actually go ahead and get, instead of this necklace, a Hellfire Amulet with either any of these passives, so I can run Gruesome Feast. Some Witch Doctors drop Pierce the Veil and actually run Gruesome Feast. The reason why I want Gruesome Feast is because it speeds up everything a lot quicker, increases your damage, so when you harvest, you know, you can harvest with the increased damage of the Gruesome Feast and all your other passives and all your other abilities and skills working together. And then that basically means that at Greater Rift 35 or 36, where normally you'll take 2 or 3 harvests on an elite, you basically would only need 1 or 2 because you're empowered. And they're in the middle of a fight, tons of health globes drop. So that's the next thing I am working on. And hopefully I can get started next. But as always, I appreciate you guys watching these videos. Once I start getting to 45, 46, and 47, I'll make a post about those and talk about it. But until next time, I'll talk to you.